Is YieldNodes a Ponzi scheme? I've just been given some information just from a few days ago, 11th of October. YieldNodes basically stated that they have huge problems. They don't have enough money to pay out.
Essentially, all the coins that we are masternoding and staking have lost a lot of value.
They could pay out maybe 10% of what is owed to investors. So in other words, they've lost 90% of people's funds.
If we had to pay now out everyone, like 10% would be probably the maximum that we could attain from the money that we have.
This is a classic. This is pretty much the same sort of figures you would see with any Ponzi scheme. At some point, they always collapse. And yet on the YieldNodes website, so this is yieldnodes.com, I'm recording this today, 17th of October 2022. YieldNodes, they're heading here, profitable and proven crisis safe. And here's the irony, crisis safe, and yet they're saying due to the crypto winter and general problematic economic situation, war in Ukraine, high inflation, high energy prices, weakness in the euro, I think you'd call those an economic crisis. We're forced to hedge our virtual assets with real and sustainable assets. In other words, they're saying theirs weren't sustainable and provide management in a decentralized way. This is a real kick in the teeth for people who invested in YieldNodes. Personally, I think this is clearly the end of YieldNodes. This is their exit strategy. A lot of people with YieldNodes will say they've been really transparent. Everything was very obvious, very clear. If you look at this with a different perspective and say, actually, they were running a Ponzi scheme from the start, but this is the classic exit scam, it makes a lot more sense. Their payouts were incredibly high, regular, consistent, and now they've admitted that they can pay out less than 10% of the funds in there. Binance have blocked their account, 6 million euros locked in there. That's on a video that Steve has shown as well. So it's really not looking good. There's unfortunately nothing to say because no one can now withdraw anything for at least 12 months.
Okay, so just to clarify then, so from now or from yesterday, there are going to be no withdrawals whatsoever for
Exactly.
until YieldNodes Pro is online.
Yes,
and functional.
Unfortunately, and it's not that we do not want people to have that money. Look, guys, it's over. We have about 10% of capital left and pay people 10% or even less out.
By which point people will have moved on to different projects. YieldNodes will quietly vanish in the background is my prediction. Can't say that for certain because obviously I don't run YieldNodes and it's up to them if they are scammers as to when they want to close that down. But it looks like the party is over. YieldNodes, like many other Ponzi schemes before it, it's only once it collapses that people kind of have the scales fall from their eyes and say, ah, yeah, that was a Ponzi scheme. Do leave your comments below, but please try and be objective about it. I'm obviously very bearish and very cynical of YieldNodes. I'm sure I'll get comments from people who say, no, this is the best thing. Yeah, they've hit a roadblock, a bump in the road. They're going to get it sorted. They're going to switch to sustainable assets, real and sustainable assets, as they say here. Well, real and sustainable assets are not going to give you 5 to 10% return per month. I know they're talking about solar panels here, a large photovoltaic power plant in Germany. Yeah, these sorts of things. A large photovoltaic power plant in Iran. There's a good place to not get a risk of crisis and political situations. Yeah, no, this to me has got all the classic signs of excuses. Let's withdraw the money now. Let's close down YieldNodes. We'll come up with another excuse in 12 months' time for those that are still left saying, we didn't manage to do it. Really sorry about that. We really had the best intentions for all of our investors. We did everything we possibly could, but unfortunately it hasn't worked. I think that's how it's going to turn out. Anyway, do let me know your comments. Give me a thumbs up. Feel free to share this with whoever you want. And I wish you all the best. Thanks for watching.
Look, guys, it's over. We have about 10% of capital left.